I think this is the future of DJing. I keep coming back to this Fred Again Boiler Room set. I mean, I've watched it so many times, and usually when I'm supposed to be doing something else. And every single time, I have the same two thoughts. The first one is, I want to do that. And the second one is, how do I do this shit? So I decided to give myself a challenge and work out how I could actually do this in my own DJ sets, and then figure out how to explain it well enough so that you guys could go try it too. And after a lot of trial and error, and some not so great ideas, I came up with 3 ways to fret again. If you've watched Fred Again play, you can see he's got his track running, probably stems of his own song, and then he plays something over the top of it. He's on the machine, he's finger drumming, he's dropping parts in, and in other sets he'll just pick up another instrument entirely and live loop it. It's a true hybrid set, and it's alive in a way a normal DJ set just isn't, mine included. And doing this looks exciting and creative, and if you're anything like me and you've thought about producing your own music or making your own remixes, this feels like a really good stepping stone. But he's playing his own music. What if you don't have your own music yet? I haven't really said this next part out loud much, but I want to make my own music. Not just play other people's tracks all night, my own stuff. I'm thinking edits, remixes to start, and eventually my own tracks. I've wanted that for a long time, and I've done almost nothing about it, because every time I sit down to try, I hit the same wall. I open the DAW, and there's a blank screen and about 400 menu buttons and no song anywhere. I don't know what I'm doing in there, so I close it, and I tell myself, I'll do it later when there's more time, but there's never more time. So when I watch Fred Again do this in the middle of a set, what I'm really looking for is a way in. A way to practice the pieces of producing without having to build a whole song first. So I went looking for how he does it, and that is where this fell apart. Not because there's no information, because there's too much information, and none of it made sense to me. I'd read a thread about syncing a drum machine, and I'd come out on the other side knowing less than when I went in. What's clocking what? Which thing is the master? How does this even get into my mixer? Do fish get bored? Every setup I found had more gear than I own, and more than I wanted to go out and buy just to find out if I even like doing this. Not to mention, Fred Again is manipulating his own music, so he has the stems and ideas of what he can play live going into his set. I was really close to giving up on this project, but then I remembered that I'd already made the thumbnail, and if I quit now, the recorder still thinks it's in the running. What finally got me moving wasn't working out the gear, it was giving up on most of it. I stopped trying to build a complicated setup, and I picked the smallest, easiest version of this I could think of, which was 1 loop, 8 bars, over a track I was already playing. And that was it. That was the entire ambition, because I'd been trying to work out how to do the whole thing. But what I actually needed was for it to be small enough that I could survive it going wrong. And so here's what I tried first, and what I recommend if you're new to this. The first way is by using DJ Pro, which has a built-in looper. It's on the Mac version and the iPad version, but for this example, I'm using it on the desktop version. Up here on the left, there's this row of icons, and you want the one that looks like a play symbol. That will open up your sampler and your looper together. Now, if you land in the sampler, there's this icon over on the right that switches you to the looper. Now, this is the grid, and every column is a different type of sound. The far left is your kick, then the snares, the claps, the hats, the bass, the effects, then the melodic elements and vocals. In this section here, it's called the looper packs, and you can choose a pack from the drop down. There are tons of them if you want to download. And all of these are synced automatically to the BPM. There's a volume slider for the whole looper and one for each column for each instrument or sound. So if anything is too loud, you just pull down that column. Now, I found that the most fun way to use this was to play acapellas or use the stems to isolate parts of the track and play these looper sections over it. I also MIDI mapped these old Roli Blocks so I could trigger the loops. It's a super fun, easy way to get started, even if you don't have a background in making music. But the next way is where we start to level up a bit. This is the Maschine MK3, which I have mostly used just as a sampler.
All you ladies pop your push.
I run mine into channel 4 on my mixer. So as far as the OPUS-QUAD is concerned, it's just another deck. Yes, I said Opusy. And that's the bit that made it click for me because I already know what to do with the deck. I beat match it, the same as I've done 10,000 times. No clock, there's no MIDI, there's no forum thread about which thing is mastering what and subbing, doming what, I don't even know. I set the tempo, I play a beat, I bring the fader up, and then I match it by ear like everything else.
All you ladies pop your pussy like.
The difference between the DJ Pro Looper and the Maschine is that you have to build your own pattern using sound packs. So I'm playing the pattern, I'm recording it, or I'm playing live drums along with the track. And I found it most fun to use as a transition between tracks. I would loop a part of the outro section, then build up my track, and then bring in another track. And in my research about how artists do hybrid live sets, they all start with figuring out which parts of songs you want to actually play live.
The first big choice you have to make is how much you actually want to play and arrange live, and this largely depends on the kind of sounds that you're dealing with.
Using stems is really convenient because maybe you want to add your own bass line and switch up the vibe, or maybe you want to play a breakbeat rather than the original being a house groove. The world is your clam, guys, and go clam it up. What do you mean that's not the saying? And thinking about music this way, breaking it down into blocks and pieces, is what we need to do in order to create our own music. It's a stepping stone. Fred again is live finger drumming while triggering the other parts of his tracks. He's got pads, synths, the bass line, and maybe that's something you want to get into. But this is the extent of my finger drumming. I'm gonna need a little more practice. And just as I was getting comfortable building the drums and triggering loops on the Maschine, I saw something out of the corner of my eye. The recorder, propped up on my desk, taunting me, asking why I wouldn't try an analog instrument. Fine, but I'm not playing you. So I picked up the guitar instead. Now, I've played guitar since my mid-20s, but I'm self-taught, and to be honest, I'm more than a little rusty. I've never been a shredder. I'm more of a bar chord basher. So the scary part was figuring out a tasteful way to add elements of guitar while not getting an ulcer worrying about being judged in my YouTube comments. Setup was easy enough. I plugged my guitar into the Maschine, I put an amp plugin on it, and I still ran it through Deck 4. Then I made as small a part as I could get away with. A couple of notes, not a riff, not a solo, just a texture underneath that makes the track feel a little different. Now, nobody is gonna be impressed by those couple of notes, and that's fine. Nobody's supposed to be impressed. What actually happened is that the track sounded slightly different to the original, and I got to step into this world of live instrumentation and DJing, and that was the whole point of the challenge. Now, let me know in the comments if you play instruments in your DJ sets. And if you want more of a deep dive into how I set up the Maschine, let me know too. But this is the thing I want you to take from this more than anything. You don't have to wait until you're ready. You don't need to buy a drum machine or a groove box. You just have to start small, even if it's with a recorder. Because while I'm not claiming to be the next Fred again, I learned so much about music while making this video, and I am that much closer to making my own after this. Now, this isn't the first time I've tried to learn something from someone who's better than me. I tried to DJ a whole set like Carl Cox, and I worked out very quickly why they call him the 3-deck wizard. So go check that one out, and maybe you'll be inspired to try some of those techniques too.